Tommy talks. Tommy talks. This song is fair. You don't copyright strike me. Hello, folks, and welcome back to another awesome episode of Tommy Talks. And today I have on a return. He's gone through some changes. Me and him used to work in the past, and he's disappeared out of my life and reappeared back in my life. And we, we're kind of at link's arms. He does what he does, and he has a new YouTube channel called Culture Clash. And his also real name is Ryan. How are you doing here today, Ryan?
I'm pretty good, man. I like what you said. I'm doing what I'm doing, as we all should be, doing what we're doing.
What have you been doing with yourself?
Well, it's been an interesting year and a bit. Actually, it's been over a year, probably about a year and a half.
Yes.
But I've gone through a bit of an evolution on just my. I'm gonna sound really, really hippy dippy right here, but I've gone through an evolution on the way I really view life and life's meaning and purpose, and kind of the way I do content. Because for a long time, I did content purely for vanity's sake. You know what I mean? For views, everyone knows who I am, right? So obviously I'm really good at doing videos. I was creating for really the wrong reason. And you can create videos for views. I think that's perfectly fine. But I needed something deeper than that. And I really kind of lost touch around the time we kind of had our little falling out. I kind of didn't really know who I was. And I was just kind of being to everybody.
May I ask, the reason why we had the falling out was because I guess I was pumping out too many videos, I guess.
No, and it wasn't even that. I would say, honestly, I think I'll take the blame for that whole thing. Because I feel like I was a really bad communicator. I wasn't happy with who I was and what I was doing. So I kind of just blew everybody off, if that makes sense. So I apologize for that.
No worries. And
I should have been more upfront about kind of where I was at mentally and all that stuff. I mean, everybody's been ghosted, right, at some point. And I really feel bad about doing that with you. And I want to be upfront and publicly say, I am sorry for that. I feel really bad because you're one of the nicest people I've ever come across on this YouTube verse. And I'm really fortunate to have met someone like you. So it really kind of makes me feel bad looking back at it. But about a year ago, I had an event in my life that really kind of changed everything. And I think actually, despite how bad it is, made me a better person. So for that, I'm thankful. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called small fiber neuropathy, which for anyone that doesn't know, neuropathy affects 40 million Americans and some 300, 400 million people worldwide. It's a very common illness for which there's no treatment that is worthwhile. It really depends because there's hundreds of causes for this type of disease. And when I got it, it was kind of like getting a fate worse than death because it wasn't killing you, but you'd have to live your entire life in pain. And you know Dead on Dave, right?
Yeah, I know Dead on Dave.
So it's very similar to his type of nerve damage. It manifested in a different way.
Except he fell off a tank and...
Exactly. The pain is very much the same. And he's lived every day for 13 years.
I have a bad sense of humor. You know that?
Oh, I do too.
You know what my bad sense of humor is about Dead on Dave?
Hit me.
That he was standing on the tank and then a bee came in effect and he tried to shoot it, and when he fell off, he hit the ground, and that's why he fell off the tank, because he was trying to fight off a bee.
But Dave has been a really nice person to talk to during all of this because it's hard to have anyone understand. It's one of those feelings that you don't. It's basically I'm sure you've heard of fibromyalgia.
Yeah,
it's basically fibromyalgia, but there's 100 different ways that can affect a person. So it's been nice to be able to talk to people like Dave and kind of get this new perspective on life. And so it was kind of nice when I believe you reached out to me a while ago and we started talking again and kind of made that reconnection. So that's been kind of a blessing, and it's given me a new outlook on how I do content. I really have gotten into looking more at the human experience with doing videos on whether it's creators or ideologies surrounding internet culture. I like to look at the people behind all of these things and who they really are, and not just the surface level drama or all of that stuff. So I think it's given me a really good perspective on the world now.
One thing I've noticed about it is that I've watched some of your videos on Facebook, and you've been calling yourself. Have people actually called you this now? I've been hearing people call you neuropathy boy. Like, have people actually called you that, or did you just make that as a nickname?
No, I just made it up because I'm very self-deprecating humor, which probably means that I'm insecure and all of these other things, psychologically speaking.
Yeah.
But but no, I just think it's funny. I think you kind of got to lean into your illness, because I see people like you. It's kind of like you with your autism, right? You lean into it, right? You're not trying to like abashedly stand away from it. You acknowledge it, but you don't let it define you. And I see so many people let what they have define who they are, and they use it as a crutch. And I don't like that. So I thought the best way I handle things is through humor. So I figured that I just try to make it humorous, I suppose.
Now, with what you have, is it like your hands shake or something like that? Am I right?
No, I mean, I've had all sorts of weird things. So in the very beginning, almost a year ago exactly to the day, I started getting tingling in my right hand. And I figured it was carpal tunnel because I edit a lot. So I figured it was just related to that. And then within a month, it had spread to my entire body. Ooh. So I was tingling on my face. I was tingling on my arm. I was tingling on my butt. I was tingling where the sun don't shine, between the knees. That's not comfortable. And then about a month after that, I started getting electric shocks. I don't know if you ever like had like a static shock from like having too much. It's like that, but imagine like a lightning bolt. So that times like 100. I started getting those down my shin, and that threw me off. And so I never really got crazy spasms or crazy twitches or anything, but it's been mostly like burning. Like it feels like I've touched the stove, but when I remove my hand from the stove, it's still hot for some reason. Yikes. So I'll just be sitting there, and then all of a sudden my hand is on fire, but my hand looks normal. So it's pretty random. And I did a whole interview actually with Dave on this very topic because I felt his story was really compelling. And hearing him say the same things that I was experiencing was really captivating and freaking scary. So, but at the same time, I've been able to manage it really well. I'm like a diet and health nut. So I've been pretty lucky. I don't need any medication. I've been able to manage it through diet and lifestyle. Nice. But it's not like easy. Like I don't get to eat fun foods at all ever, because they just make it worse.
So eating a candy bar is like insanity to you.
Kind of. It tastes good, and then 5 minutes later, I want to die. So I've kind of cut back on certain things, and then exercise is pretty important. But
I've been focusing on health cleanse myself.
That's awesome. How's that going?
Went to the gym this morning, worked out, then had me some fried rice this morning.
Hey man, it's what day of the week is it? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, man.
It's only Tuesday.
But yeah, so that's kind of been my life the last year. It's kind of a dramatic story.
Yikes. I understand, man. You know, like with different ailments and different things, people have different experiences. And I understand with you are kind of like a representative of your ailment, and that you're trying to teach people about it and what it does and positive things. Am I right?
Oh, totally. I think one thing though I would like to drive home is like from the sound of my voice and like me in videos. If you look at me, it seems like I'm completely normal and I don't have any problems. But there are people out there that literally are bedridden. And I'm talking about lots and lots and lots of people who are bedridden from the amount of pain that this causes. I'm very fortunate in that I'm so far have been able to mitigate my pain. Many people are not so lucky. Dave, he experiences pain 10, 20 times more than me, worse, and he's still trucking. So I feel if you can look at those people like Dave, really, those are truly the inspiring people, not me necessarily, because I have it pretty easy in comparison to what other people are having to go through with this stuff. And I just really want to get the word out so that people actually take it as a serious illness and not keep telling people that, oh, it's because you're stressed, or oh, it's because you have anxiety. It's a real problem, and it's something that the medical community doesn't seem to want to fix. So if we can rally behind freaking, I don't even want to say that because we're not rallying behind COVID. If we can rally behind like cancer and stuff, we should be able to rally behind something that affects just as many people. You know what I mean?
My father right now is battling. He just had a bone marrow transplant. He has full on extreme leukemia, and he just had a bone marrow transplant. And
how's he holding up?
He's a trooper. He is, for the people that have prayed for him and kept him in your thoughts, I appreciate that. Just want you to know, update him on my father. He's doing okay. He's a trooper, and I appreciate. I am praying for him, and I appreciate everybody asking about him. That means so much. His cells have to form. The cells have to form in his body right now, and he'll be back. I think possibly, I don't know. He'll be back in October.
I'll keep you all in my thoughts, man. I know that's rough. My I told you this on the phone before, but my uncle just went through chemo for pancreatic cancer, I believe.
Ooh.
So it's none of it's fun, none of it's easy, and I'll definitely keep you all in my thoughts because that's tough. That's tough.
Thank you. That means so much. I appreciate that, and I keep you in my prayers also. By the way, because I know
I appreciate that.
I know that you are going through a lot, and now I understand that you have a Facebook and a YouTube channel that you want to promote here today. Am I right?
I mean, I don't really need to promote it, but if you give me the opportunity, I suppose I will. That's kind
what
of
this format. That's what this platform is here for. Tommy Talks is a platform for you to promote whatever you want to promote, and if you want to do a balancing act or something like that.
We're gonna totally flip topics because as depressing and exciting at the same time that was, the content I make now is very, very not about being depressed. Hopefully, so I've actually kind of shifted gears. I used to do more like drama content and stereotypical commentary stuff, but I never really enjoyed it. In my heart, I just kind of used it as a vehicle, and I never really thought it was like very substantive. It didn't solve anything. It never really, all it did really is just make more people angry for a little bit until something new came out, and then that would just do it all over again. It's an endless cycle. So I decided I really wanted to get into doing kind of more documentary style videos on internet culture and things that from my childhood really shaped the way I view the online world, and I think shaped the minds of many of the kids growing up when YouTube was coming out, and even pre-YouTube, like early 2000s. So I've been doing talking about things like Homestar Runner. I've been talking about early internet giants like Rooster Teeth and other people like that. So that's been kind of fun to do and kind of shape stories around the individuals that have made these amazing creations that everybody loves today, and really get back to the human aspect of it, as these are just dudes who had a dream and just freaking went balls to the walls and achieved it. You know what I mean?
Understand, yeah. And the thing is that when you're a content creator, a lot of people think it's just a YouTube channel and there's no one behind it. When exactly there is a person behind that YouTube channel and the creativity, and people just think, oh, I could just make a simple comment talking down to this person, but it's like, hey, there is somebody actually running that YouTube channel. It's not some big corporation. It's not going to respond to you.
And beyond that, as someone that does co-own their own private business that runs two YouTube channels, I like to talk about the business aspect of YouTube, because a lot a lot of people, especially the fans, and this is understandable, don't get the ins and outs of how difficult it is to make revenue on YouTube. They really do not understand all of the facets that go into things, and I think fans sometimes get upset at people for.
Sorry, my bad.
Ooh, no worries. But sometimes people
I apologize
get
about that. I actually hit my phone.
Hey, it's exciting times. But I just like to explore all the different facets of what goes into actually creating a successful business around a channel or enterprise, etc. Because there's a lot of stuff, as you know.
Yes, and I have myself with my channel. I don't see myself as I see myself as a content creator and not. Somebody call me an influencer. What's the word? Influencer. Yeah, I don't see myself as like David Dobrik or anybody else. I see myself as me, as being Tommy, being a content creator, and people say I'm an influencer.
I think that's how you should view yourself, though. I think if you get lost in, oh, I'm an influencer, let me twerk my butt and take this photo to sell these pants. Like that's what I think of when I think, especially Instagram influencers.
Like
I know
Trisha
a few of those.
Paytas. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's Trisha Paytas is a topic for another podcast.
I'm sorry. I just got done watching Frenemies, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give it to her. She's found her own, and it works for her. So I can't knock her for that, right?
Yeah, she's definitely found her own, and different people have found their own. I recently have gotten on the David Dobrik train myself, and
oh man, that's a train. I'll tell you that. That's a ride.
Yes, I want to meet him, and I want him to buy me a Tesla.
There's hope. There's hope.
So, for the longest time, I saw that you were going to the conventions and stuff like that. Like, say, I saw you went to VidCon, and you actually kind of bumped shoulders with one of my old friends, the God of Cringe. At one point, you were, sitting there, you were, on this big Serta mattress, and you were, fondling a teddy bear. Like, you were, cuddling with a Serta sheet.
You know what's funny? I don't even remember that.
Oh, that wasn't the God of Cringe. That was the other dude, that other live streamer.
Yeah. So that all came about. I'll tell you a little story. That all came about. I was there with, I think, Wooly One, The Right Opinion, Lord Vega. Who else was around there? Captain Kirsch, a few other people. And I think we were with Shibe, and somebody made me go track this live streamer down and appear on his live stream. So I did that.
So you weren't even there you were there on purpose. You weren't even.
Oh, I was there on purpose. Yeah. I just honestly, I wanted to see how awkward I could make it for him personally.
And you started cuddling with the.
I tried to get up right near him. Yeah, I did.
I was laughing. I'm like, that's Ryan. I'm like, he's just cuddling that sort of sheep. Like that. I think you had one of their sheeps, because they say you can count sheep with the Serta mattress.
Yeah, I like it. I would like to think that Scrubby DM'd me on Twitter and told me to do it, but I don't actually remember it was him, so I can't say for sure.
Scrubby? What's a Scrubby?
He's a big reaction channel, actually. Yeah, I think you should check him out. He's a nice guy.
Scrubby is his name.
Yeah.
I'll check him out at some point. Scrubby.
Yeah, but we were all just children then, though. We were all just children back then.
What happened was I said, if you leave a positive comment, you do a positive video, you can get a cookie. And it didn't go the way the people, and the guy left the positive comment, and my editor, he showed me the comment. It was a nice comment, and we contacted him, and he never got back to us. But no one made a video at all. Like no one made a video.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like, and so that kind of just tells me, I guess I need to just save that to when I get like in the 1 millions or something like that, because I guess people do giveaways all the time and people go crazy. I think the reality is when people do giveaways, that I think they should have a limited basis to what platform they're doing their giveaway on. Because, oh, you're doing a giveaway on Instagram, you're doing a giveaway on Twitter. Well, how are you supposed to keep I can't keep up with that kind of stuff. That drives me nuts.
That makes sense. And to be fair, I've never given anything away because I'm selfish. Just kidding. I am a little selfish, but as selfish as an average 24-year-old would be, probably.
I'm 30 now.
You're an old man, dude. You're an old man. You and Keem, man. You and Keem are almost like grandpas at this point.
Yes,
Keem's actually a bit older than you. He's like 37 or something. Or
actually, I think he's 38 to be.
Oh man, so he's almost at the big 40.
Hold on a second. Let me check here. How old is Keemstar?
Daniel Keem is 38 years old.
Yep, 38. I got it on the nose.
That boy he's a special guy.
I'm actually the same age as what's his face? The other guy.
I know what's his face.
What?
No, I have no idea. I don't know who it is.
He does the whole police thing or something like that. He did the video on Leafy. The hashtag no chin.
Oh, iDubbbz?
Yeah, I'm the same age as iDubbbz.
Oh dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but he's more successful. I laugh when I think of people that are like younger than me, but they're more successful than me, and I kind of chuckle. But people have their own success. They have their own.
Yeah,
form.
Success is in the eye of the beholder, I think. Because what is success without happiness? As long as you're happy, I think you're fairly successful. I know plenty of successful people, as far as monetary success, who are the least happy people I've ever met. So,
Ryan, would you like to join me on a song?
It really depends on the song and if I know the lyrics.
It goes like this. I love happiness all around with me, with a pillow in my hand. I love happiness on the world with me. What do you think about that? That's a song.
I don't know if I can remember the lyrics that quickly, but I'll let you rock it. I'll join in the sentiment.
All right, folks, if you want to join in and sing with me, this song came to my head. I love happiness, come along with me, with a pillow in my hand, I'm walking down the road. I love happiness, come along with me, with a saddlebag down the road. You'll come along and stay positive. I love happiness, come along with me, with a joy and singing, a subtle fluff in your hand you'll go. I love happiness.
So when is the American Idol audition for The Voice?
Yeah, Simon Cowell's just sitting there like, that was absolutely dreadful. I want to take my face and shove it through a meat cleaver.
To be fair,
so dreadful.
To be fair, I think that would be a good video. Auditioning for our American Idol.
I don't think I would get that far. I don't think I would make it.
Well, no, that's the fun part. It's literally just to see how funny it could be.
You mean judges?
I would do it.
So take the judges and like have them say the worst things about me, and then.
Oh, not necessarily. I just meant like the journey of getting through to the judges. I doubt the judges would actually be that angry.
You know what song I parodied that off of? You ever seen the show Timmy the Tooth?
Oh yeah. Is that where that's from?
Yep. I love adventure. Da 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 da. That's.
Are you because I think Am I right? Are you a comedy guy? Like,
I
you
love
like good
comedy.
comedies?
Yes, I do.
Are you a Mel Brooks fan?
I
You
love
watch any
Mel
Mel
Brooks.
Brooks?
Yes, he is.
We just got done watching not all of them, like a bunch of the old Mel Brooks movies. We watched Young Frankenstein. We watched Spaceballs.
Blazing
We
Saddles.
watched Blazing Saddles. I love that movie. That movie made me feel like
Most definitely. I think a lot of comedy entertainers are go in their different direction, and
I'm actually I have to I so in my scripts I write in funny stuff as I'm going, and I have some really honestly I mean this is like obviously I think it's funny because it's me, but I have some really funny stuff that I like write in and I shoot it and then I have to take it out because it's just like it's gonna get me breaking some TOS or get demonetized or something. But they're
I have a
I
movie.
save them all.
I have a movie I want to make in 2021 possibly, and it's called.
You told me about this.
It's called Part 10, and I want to make it in 2021 at some point. I may have to shoot it in segments because I can't just shoot it as one big movie and have a big budget.
What if Part 10 is really a movie with 11 parts?
Well, we're working on the storylines and the different little segments and the little Oransons.
Is there going to be a musical number?
I'm not that good at singing, but if somebody wants to add in a musical part, maybe like we can add in a musical number. I'm not that good with singing. I would have to that would take a lot.
If you add a musical part, I'll do it with you, and we can sound terrible together, and the terribleness will cancel out because two negatives make a positive. That's math.
Yeah, if you draw up a scene for Part 10, and we will even make you direct it. We'll even have you direct it and act in it, and I'll even say you could come on board and be one of the producers because I'm thinking about I'm one of the main directors on this movie. But I'm willing to open it up to let anybody direct any short film.
What do you think of some fan input?
That would definitely be good. It's a nuance that I created with Hamza a long time ago. I've sat on these storyboards.
Well, the beauty of it is it's pure absurdity, and there's no level of connection. So that's the beauty of it.
One of the main scenes, one of the scenes in the movie is the guy going to a business meeting, and he goes to the elevator door and he's looking at his watch. He's running late. He's pushing the button. The elevator opens up, and then there's as the elevator opens up, there's a bunch of people, and there's this awkward staring. And I pasted out where the people get off the elevator, and then the elevator closes, and he pushes the button again, and the elevator comes down. And the elevator opens up again, and there's this big heavy set dude standing there you gonna get on, dude?
I feel like there should be a dream sequence where we get Keemstar somehow. We'll figure out how to pay him out. We get Keemstar, and it's him having a dream, right? He's having a dream, and it has to do with a childhood memory of his where I don't know his growing up life, so I can't say his parents were evil or something, which I doubt they were. Maybe, I don't know. But I think as a child, it'd be great if he had a vision of him becoming a ballerina, and we can get a ballerina dream sequence out of him. You know what? We'll hire. I know an actress that I worked with on the last film I did, who was a professional ballerina, like pro level crap. It was insane. Some of the stuff she showed me, it was crazy. I almost ripped my crotch trying to do some of it on my own. But no, we'll get her into choreography in the moment, and then we can get have some leafy clone people in the background dancing as backup dancers. It'll be great.
It would definitely be great to have different segments, and if you want to direct that, we can definitely do that.
I think that's a little too ambitious but I'll think of something. I would be happy to help in any way I can.
Yeah, man, because I would say you're a director genius. I would say you are definitely have that nuance of because you've worked on actual films. I've seen pictures of you in a cowboy uniform, and like you've worked on many projects in the past. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it's not. You're not even lying. That's the. It just sounds funny when you phrase it that way. But yeah, no, I'd love to. That's the beauty of YouTube, though, is that you get like this. You are the whole film production, like you. You know, what I mean, you're the writer, the director, the actor, the editor, the marketer. So it's been fun to have that experience and then go onto a film set and kind of see it all done in very slow motion, because films move very slow. There's a saying in like the film world. It's called like hurry up and wait, which is basically you show up on time at your 6 a.m. call time, and then all right, let's wait an hour because we got to move this fat ass camera, and it takes about 30 minutes to get it from point A to point B.
You know,
and then we'll shoot.
Even the best movies, like say, what was it? Trying to think of the name of it. It had John C. McGinley in it, and it was about Vietnam. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Platoon.
Tropic Thunder.
No, Platoon.
Yeah. Have you ever seen? I had to watch a crazy movie when I was in college for English class. I had to watch. What was it? Not Apocalypse Now. That was a Vietnam movie I had to watch in college.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
I've heard of it.
That one's pretty wild.
And the whole reason I know about, I mean, I've never seen that movie, but at some point I'll have to give it a watch. But the whole reason I know about that movie is because I'm a big fan of John C. McGinley, and apparently they were improving a lot of that movie. So they were sitting at the poolside. It's like, wait a second, they're improving most of this movie, and we're sitting here at the poolside, so we're missing scenes right now.
Well, let me tell you, some of the greatest movies had a lot of improv. I tell you, Robin Williams, probably one of the greatest improvisational actors of all time, improv tons of stuff. I wish I had the credibility to improv on set. I'll improv all the time on set, and immediately they're like, okay, Ryan, okay, stop doing that. Okay, look at your script. Yeah, do that. Okay,
like,
do what we wrote.
You're not a big star. You know, you're just a B actor. No offense.
I'm a Joe Schmo. I'm a D actor. I'm like right above. All right, if we're gonna rank film, so there's amateur, right, at the very bottom. Then there's normal. Then there's celebrity. Okay, now we're going to get into like D films, which are like, all right, I'm going to put Bollywood in here, which isn't all of Bollywood, but they produce so many movies. Like I think they produce
straight to VHS, straight to DVD.
Yeah, they straight to DVD movies. Then you have like the B movies, and then you have some indie film stuff that's really artistic, and then you have mainstream. I'm like right above. I'm probably not even above celebrity, to be honest, because more people watch that than watch. So I'm like right in between average and celebrity. Those are my movies.
Folks, if you keep hearing this, that's me hitting my head against the Yeti microphone. Because this is just... You ever heard about it? You ever seen those scenes where somebody drives into a tree?
Yeah, is that what happened to you right now?
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. You know, I just had to speak my truth. You know.
Right.
I've done some weird stuff.
Right. You ever heard the terminology "I like you as much as I like to smother somebody with a pillow"?
Yeah, I don't know if that's really a compliment, but I'll take it.
It's a compliment. Don't worry. You're kind of a smother in the face kind of guy. You know, remember I told you one time that you have a face that you could punch. Remember I told you.
Dude, you have no idea how many people have told me that. You have no idea. I literally could probably find hundreds of comments that tell me that very same thing, especially on Reddit. Reddit people hate me.
I love you, man. Like, that's how dark my sense of humor is. I'm sorry. Like, that's, Oh,
Are you
boy.
like an Anthony Jeselnik, dark humor?
I not too much of a dark humor kind of guy. I try to stay positive, but sometimes it kind of leaks over onto me. Sometimes the dark humor.
You want to hear
And
something really random?
what's that?
I'm just sitting in a room right now. I'm in our guest bedroom right now, and I'm looking across, and I have this bookshelf with a bunch of these random books that I don't think I've ever read. One of them is called The Virgin's Lover,
The Virgin's Lover.
and I don't know what the hell that is doing in my house.
Maybe your I hate to say this, but maybe what it is maybe your parents are kind of if and you're like, oh God, Tommy, no, stop.
I'll ask later. I'll find out, but it's interesting.
That's the awkward question. Hey, Ma. He's like, yes, Ryan. Why do we have the Virgin's Lover in our guest room, please?
I will tell you one thing about being home with the family during COVID. I'm in LA like primarily, and the minute I got done filming my the last movie I was working on in March,
Yeah.
they did the LA lockdown. So all of LA was going to be locked down. I rented a car, and I was like, I'm not getting stuck in LA. And I drove 10 hours to just be in a place where I could go outside. And I'm so thankful for that. So,
Wow. So you left LA completely and just went back home.
yeah. And I'm not going back till this is like calmed down, because LA is just they have fires going on right now and all sorts of crazy stuff.
I heard around 10 o'clock that it looks orange over there.
Yeah, it looks like Blade Runner.
It's insane. It's insane what's happened here in 2020. People are saying, I want to go to 2021. You do realize that the problems, folks, we have right now in 2020 are still going to follow us in. It's not like, it's like, okay, you stay there and, racism and all this other stuff. You stay right there. Police brutality. Stay all there. This is 2020. We're going to 2021. Those problems are going to follow us into 2021. Like, people don't realize this.
I mean, I think we're going to get a refund on 2020, and we're just going to do 2020 over again as like 2020 part 2. And I think it'll work out better the second time. We'll see.
Ryan, is there anything else you want to talk about before we head out here?
No, but I will give you one opportunity to ask me a very personal question, and I'll be totally open.
A personal question?
Yes. Like the most, well, not personal. Just ask me the most random question you can think of off the top of your head.
Okay. Were you ever going to fly me out to California that one time? When you told me on the phone that one time, you said you'd fly me out to California. Did you ever mean that?
Oh, hell yeah. I totally would have done that.
Understand. Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I sometimes wonder if people.
I still would love to. Like right now, like money's like really tight because of everything going on. It's getting better. It was really bad in like early March and stuff in April and May. It's getting better. But when all this is over, we'll figure out a way. I want to get you to like VidCon and stuff. I think that'd be great to like have you there.
Yeah, I would love to come to VidCon and definitely get to be a content creator at VidCon and do a lot of awesome things there. Ryan, tell people where they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube at Culture Clash. You can find me on Twitter under my old handle at Crimson Films.
As always, folks, I'm Tommy NC2010. This is Ryan, and I'm keeping you on the inside fact. And thank you for joining us for another awesome episode of Tommy Talks. I'm keeping you on the inside fact. Subscribe, support, stay positive.